I really think your story really speaks to a lot of folks coming up now who, mainly I think it speaks to them because you left the conventional route that says, well, you want to be in television? Well, you have to be in New York. You got to be in LA. But you kept your family together. You left New York. You come back to Knoxville. And you literally built, you did it on your own terms. You did it by creating content. Right? It sounds to me like two things. Risk, you keep taking risks, and you keep creating all the time. You once told me, you said, Lionel, unchanneled creativity ain't worth a dime. And I appreciate that. And I see that from the early days, that's a risk leaving New York. Like, well, how are you going to be in television if you're not in New York? Or,
Yeah. But so many interesting things happened that's not down on paper.
What are some of those?
Well, I think the most interesting one is I got a call from a buddy of mine who I got to know in New York. And he said, Elvis died last night. It was the morning after he died. And I said, I'm sorry to hear that. And he said, I just finished a special with him, and we're getting ready to air.
Wow.
But we can't air it without having his father at the end of it thanking the people for their condolences. So can you get a crew and go down there and shoot that today? And I said, well, okay. So I put the crew together, took my van, and we went to Graceland. And I met the colonel. And
really?
I said, well, Colonel, where do you go from here? And he said, well, I've already got an option on the property across the street for parking. This is going to be the biggest attraction in the South. And I started thinking, man, what a character he was.
Wow.
And I took pictures of the whole day, so I'd have a record of the whole thing. And he, at the end of the day, he said, hand me a camera. And he said, I'll get all this developed and get it back to you. And he never did. I knew he wouldn't. No, I knew he didn't want me to have them.
Yeah.
Anyway, we took the fan mail that was stacked up in Elvis's office there, and took the fan mail and stacked it up in front of Vernon, and treated it as though it were condolence letters from the people around the world.
Wow.
And Vernon,
which it would be eventually.
Yeah, it would be eventually, but this show was going to air in a few days.
Right.
See? So we shot that for him, and I go in the kitchen with the electrician to feed some power lines into the office, and there was a glass of milk, half a glass of milk, and a peanut butter and banana sandwich that must have been Elvis's last meal.
Wow.
But it was a real interesting experience being there the day after he passed.
Wow.
But it was the whole career of mine has been just like that. It's just something every week.
It sounds like relationships had that had a lot to do with they say life is a contact sport.
It is.
Right?
Yeah, you meet a lot of people and
you don't burn bridges.
I don't think I've ever burned any bridges.
Right.
Of course, I might have, but I don't know it.
Right. Wow. Wow. Well, another thing that is always I've always admired about you is you just take the next step. And I think a lot of people think, well, I can't create or I can't do this because I don't know the right people. I don't know. But you just take the next logical step, like talking to the operator in Tucson. And TNN says, we need a sitcom for $25,000. You got to shoot one a day, and you figure out a way to do it.
Well, when he said $25,000 a day, I said, a show.
A show, yeah.
And so I said, well, I'd have to do one a day. And he said, I don't care how you do it.
Wow.
All you're going to get is $25,000. So to this day, I've still got most of them in my vault.
Man. Well, you've made a big mark on television from seeing that little round television at the service station.
A 12-inch
Amazing.
TV. Yeah,
And
it's been one heck of a trip, and I enjoy it to this day. I like to be around it.
Yeah.
And I'm 87 years old,
Wow.
and I'm still at it.
Wow.
But
Still
of course,
creating.
yeah, but at a different pace.
Sure. Of course.